Now, once she's allowing him to have sex, the second point of contact is the decisions he's making if he's not putting on a condom. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay. Let me, Master C, let me tell you something. What you're saying is not going to work. Here's why. Airplanes stay in the sky because they have computers that are triple redundant, meaning computer that keeps it in the sky is a 1 in a billion chance of failing. There's a backup computer to that with a 1 in a billion chance of failing. And there's a third computer with a 1 in a billion chance of failing that backs up computer B. You're saying the guy shouldn't commit the crime. Yes. But like Mr. Miyagi said, and I say this in my house all the time, best defense, no be there.
Okay.
All right. So you shouldn't punch me, but if I'm not in the room, you can't punch me if you wanted to.
Go ahead, one of my earlier questions was
I wasn't finished.
Hold on. One of my earlier statements was we always forget the why. So why is it there a gang of brothers out here why is there a gang of brothers out here who mastered
Aaron,
this?
I thought you were finished. He's not finished, man.
I just got a quick one. Why is there a gang of brothers?
Are you talking to Aaron?
Yeah, I'm talking to Aaron and whoever else want to talk.
Well, let him finish his point first. Go ahead.
There's a couple more things I just wanted to. So remember earlier when you said we can't be mad, if we're not supposed to be mad at the system anymore, we can't be mad at women either.
I was questioning.
Right. You know how you say football makes sense of everything?
Facts.
Okay. You can be mad at the receiver that dropped the ball. You can't be mad at the opposing team for recovering it and running it to a touchdown.
Yeah, if he drops the ball, it's an incomplete pass, but I know what you're saying.
Well, right. I mean, no, I'm talking about...
I'm a stickler. You mean fumble? Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right. You got it. But you know what I'm saying? Or you can't. You fault the quarterback for throwing a pick, but you can't fault the other team for intercepting it and running it in. Okay. But you still fault the quarterback for throwing a pick.
Yes.
Yeah, another sport, man.
No, that works.
That works.
The point I'm making is black women are supposed to be on our team.
Yeah.
The system is supposed to oppose us. That's what we expect coming in the door. And that's the point that I'm trying to make to Mr. C, is that, did you notice how the nature of this conversation for the last hour turned into holding men accountable? We were throwing out stats on fathers, how we're doing it right, how we could do it better. It was exclusively about fathers, the entire conversation. No. You gotta listen.
Yeah. But Aaron,
can I make a quick?
No, because you're not listening. Though.
Give me 2 seconds, and he can keep going. No, I just want to address what he said.
What he's saying.
Be ready to hear.
Hold on. Let's clear up the analogy. Here's the thing: the system is the defense. That is their job. That's what they're there to do. Point blank. Period. I throw a good ball, but it's an out route, and you have to run that out hard once you run your 5-yard stem, and you jog that bitch and wonder why I threw a pick. Because you didn't go 4-5 speed to the sideline, you
weren't there
4-9, and then I throw a pick and they look like it's me, but you jogged your route.
There you go.
Okay. So see, football makes sense.
And what's happening right now is the quarterback who's constantly improving his game is getting blamed
for the
black man
receiver being lazy.
Bad receiver.
The black man.
Football is
now
great.
So but if you look at the conversation, for a long time it was exclusively about black fathers. We went to stepfatherhood, the benefit. We located fathers on this very panel who are stepfathers, who aren't like it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is this space, most of the time, that's the direction the conversation usually goes. You're questioning the space, you're questioning the purpose of the manosphere, and you're making the indictment that it's filled with it's filled with lanes. And what I'm saying is, if you look at the actual constructive component of the manosphere, when conversations of brilliant men are actually had, accountability usually starts to be focused on the men first. Responsibility is something that's usually delivered to the men. And it started to happen right here on the panel. Women had nothing to do with the conversation after a while. They were only a component of the conversation because there have to be when you have a child in the picture. But it was all about the men's performance we were looking at. All the numbers and stats is all about the men's performance and what we're doing wrong. What men aren't in the house. What men aren't, you know what I mean? Okay, so you're telling me that we didn't just come up here and confirm that there's a population of men that are not performing.
Give me 2 seconds.
If you delineate a population of men that are performing,
we're doing monologues. Can I just do a quick interjection here so you could address it? So,
all right, Mr. No Patience, go ahead.
So yeah, I don't do the monologue. I don't know about all that. So
I've been waiting all night. Go ahead.
So some of what's been going on is when we start to try to hold the men accountable, we'll come out and say, you know what, less men are going to jail than 20 years ago, but guess who hasn't improved? The women haven't improved. Like, so there's always a finger back pointing at the women, right? If you want to improve yourself and you want to improve men, it's no need for us to even talk about women. Talk about you and yourself and men and what men can do to become better men. There's no need for us to even talk about women. But every time we make a remark about how men improve, the quarterback's improving, but guess who ain't improving? The receiver, right? We continue to blame women, right? So just talk about what you can do to improve.
Time you say just talk about. Are we monologuing?
It's easier.
That was 10 seconds, champ.
No, you keep saying the third. You said it 3 times. Are we?
That's cool. That was 10 seconds. You talked for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Continue.
All right, that wasn't 10 seconds.
Well,
the point I make. Go ahead, Hamp. It's your show.
I'm not trying to. You know what I mean? Because you.
No, we get all day.
But Corey, it's not fair to the conversation for you to totally ignore the analogy. If somebody's supposed to be on my team, and for all intents and purposes, they're sabotaging it to make it look like it's still me, and it's not. That has to be addressed. And you're a math, but you're a numbers guy, though. You understand you have to identify the variable that you don't know. So now that we've identified the variable, if that variable has been consistent with the system still working against us, do we have to address that variable? If men are improving based on the stats that was seen, alleged at this point, because the stats be crazy as hell, but you would have to consider it.
Who's sabotaging you in your life, man?
Oh my God. Nobody.
There we go with the individual shit. We got
so this is the thing, right? So this is the thing. I can't speak in general. I can't speak for everybody. Then I try to bring real life examples that we can talk about what's going on in people's real life. And they say, "Nah, here we go with individual shit." So I can either talk in general or I can talk to the specifics.
Then maybe you're not fit for the conversation.
Let me
finish. If you can't expand your mind to understand the communal modus operandi, maybe your mind is designed to be a specialist at a thing. Maybe you don't have the mind to be a general that can oversee an entire brigade. Maybe you don't have the mind of a colonel that can command a regiment. Maybe you have the mind of a specialist that can design a very specific weapon to do a very specific thing. But you keep narrowing it back down to this anecdotal, put the blinders on, get tunnel vision point of view, and with that never solves communal issues.
I'm not trying to resolve community issues. If you resolve your issue, if all 10 of us resolve our issues, then this community of men won't have any more issues.
You said all I need to hear. You're not trying to solve communal issues.
He's doing the thing that women. He's doing the thing that women do, which makes it difficult.
By asking you to be accountable for your actions.
He's doing the thing that women do, which makes it so difficult to have the conversation with women. Because what it is life is a movie in his head, starring him, produced by him, written by him. It has nothing to do with no one else. And this is what happens when you try to have this conversation with the women, right? When you try to have this conversation with the women, the first thing that flies out of their mouth is stop generalizing.
So if life in my head is a movie by me, about me, and that seems to be giving me productive results, maybe you should try to implement that in your life instead of continuing to do the shit that's not working.
Let me stop you right there. Actually, my life is very successful.
So what y'all arguing with women about?
You don't want to go there with me. Don't do that.
Then what are you going to argue with women about?
You don't want to go there with me. First of all, I understand the responsibility of a person that belongs to a community. Okay, you cannot walk through. See, here's the thing. You're talking about the world. See, the reason why you can do that rugged individual shit is because there were people before you that didn't do that rugged individual shit. They've created this bubble that you can live in. But the problem you're not understanding is that you live in the world with the rest of us, regardless of what the fuck you got going on in your head. You live in the world with other people. We all live in the world with other people. A community is not a individual thing. It's a symbiotic thing. Everything affects every facet of every other thing.
And leaders know that.
That's an environment.
You ain't leading nothing on the internet. Shut your
black
ass.
people don't only
Let
me ask this question.
Nobody to shit.
Hey, listen, other races don't think like this. You don't see the Arabs doing this. You don't see, okay, everybody all they
You know what I'm
we the only
leading?
ones to do
Let me
this.
ask you guys
The
a
leaders know that.
Let me ask
You
you
know what I'm
guys a question.
leading? You know what I'm leading?
Go ahead, Aaron.
You,
Don't
you
care.
just said I'm not leading
I don't
anything.
care. I don't spend no time worrying about what other
I
niggas
know
got
you
going
don't
on.
care. Let me explain something to you. Leadership is an act of service to others. It is something that is designed for you to sacrifice and recognize the talents of others so that the group wins. This is how nations are built. This is why the black community is fucked. You're telling me that I'm not leading anything? A man that has led Marines to war, a man that has constructed his own holdings company, a man that has a child under wedlock with a wife and 2 stepchildren, a man that has helped coach football teams, a man that has started nonprofits to help young men out here. I'm not leading anything. I'm leading you through this conversation into righteousness is what I'm doing.
Let me ask you guys this
You on the
question.
internet arguing with women about women.
Let me ask you guys
I'm
this
arguing
question.
with you about leadership.
Let me ask you guys this question. Yeah, Aaron actually don't be doing that, honestly. But do you think black men are at the point where we turn around and say, you think we're at the point now where we can turn around and say, okay, women, we did it. Now it's time for y'all to catch up. Are we as black men at that point to be pointing fingers, or do we still got ways to go?
You can't do it. You can't do it because you can't.
Well, I want to get. Let me get yeses and no. I just want to ask y'all, then y'all can give.
I say no. We're not at that point right now. No.
What do you think?
Because we got many of our men think like this.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not at the point just yet.
Sweeney, what you think?
I think we are.
Chuck?
Not yet.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Angry man?
The question is flawed, bro.
Okay, but to answer the flawed question,
I don't answer flawed questions, bro. Come on, man. I'm not answering a question that is flawed.
Well, I'm just appeasing by you saying it's flawed. I disagree, but you can still do me a solid like you've been doing every time you come over here to answer the flawed question.
I reject the premise.
Pause. Solid is.
I reject your premise, sir. I can't answer a flaw. I'm not built like that, Hemp. I can't do it, man, because the question you ask, I get the question, but it's a problematic question.
All right, well, let me ask Uncle Ant. Uncle Ant, can we turn around? You know, are we at the point where we can be like, okay, women, y'all got to get y'all shit together? Uncle Ant.
I'm gonna say no. I think. Well, here's the thing: we should, if we have the right kind of relationship, we should always be looking back at each other, saying we can do better, and come on and do something better. I heard somebody say earlier that we're working with a team, right, with a quarterback throwing perfect passes, and therefore the wide receiver isn't getting allowing the defense in order to be able to get in, right? What that means is we are the quarterbacks and the women are the receivers fucking it up, right? And so by virtue, how about this? You start any conversation, Aaron or anybody else saying you are wrong and you're the problem, what do you get? If you're a leader and you're Pat Mahomes and you all these other guys, what you do is you take accountability along with your team. Even if you know you're doing your shit. The leader says, how do I make the people around me better?
Don't throw the ball to Kadarius Toney no more.
How do we do extra reps? How do we do other things in order to get there? Even though I may be better. A real leader says, nah, we only better if we all working together.
Well,
that premise doesn't work.
Hold on, Angry Man. Hold on, Angry.
Let's do this because there's so many people, but there's so many people up here. Rick Judah been waiting patiently. So I wanted to hear what he had to say a couple times before, and then Sweeney jump in, and we can go back to Angry Man. Go ahead, Rick.
Oh no, I was just responding to his question when he said the quarterback take accountability. I was just saying, don't throw the ball to Kadarius Toney anymore. He won't drop it and cause an interception for.
Well, no, I was actually looking for the context of my question, see if you had context why you answered. How you answered.
As far as the are we at that point yet? No, because we have too many selfish men that look that and no shade to Master C, but that think like women. Like women think in a bubble of me by myself. They think in the bubble of the world, in the world of perception instead of perspective, where they're looking at everything. Kings look at what they can give to all people, their people, and so we got to look beyond what we can receive and what we can give. So no, we ain't there yet because we don't, as a collective, we are brainwashed by the same man that's over us.
Sweeney. Oh, I got to ask Mr. Fantastic because he said yes, so that was and Sweeney said yes. Go ahead, Sweeney.
All right, so I personally believe that we are at that place. However, I do understand why all the men said no. So I want to add a caveat to Hamp's question. What percentage of men have to have their shit together for us to be able to say, all right, us as a group is doing pretty damn well. We look back and say, hey, look, because Uncle Ant is absolutely right. The quarterback does take responsibility, but he also telling his teammate, hey, bro, hit the jugs machine. Hey, bro, get your shit together. Otherwise, I'm not gonna throw your ass the ball no more. So, if we gonna sit here and say,
Sweeney, since you added caveat to my question, now I gotta push back. Quarterback wouldn't say it like that. He wouldn't do it like that.
Well, obviously, man. Shit.
But that's what Uncle Ant said though. How you do it though is that the issue in itself. I'm not trying to pull apart what you said. No. Just saying. You know what I mean?
No. I was just trying to make it.
No, you can get it over. I got you.
But no, I understand that you still everything takes tact. I get that. Everything takes tact. So
to an extent, sure.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to add what percentage of black men have to have their shit together. And I'm just gonna say straight up and down, this is what I assume having your shit together. Willing to be a father, willing to take care of your kids, willing to go out, get your ass up and work, and willing to not do shit that fucks up society. I think those are four pretty good characteristics of a man to make sure he got his shit together. I'm not asking black men to be the richest men on the planet. I'm not asking them to be the greatest leaders on the planet. All I want you to be able to do, in my mind, is be able to take care of your kids, pick a woman, get your shit together, go to work, take care of your household. What percentage of men have to be able to do that for us to look back and say, hey, look, ladies.
This is fucking bullshit.
And Sweeney, last thing, yes or no, in terms of before we get a percentage, I want Mr. Fantastic to jump in because he been chilling. What about dying for what you believe in? Is that still part of men's code or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Fantastic, give a percentage based on what Sweeney asked, and then why did you say yes?
Percentage as far as men that need to be had their shit together
before we can be like, all right, men did it. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever we're at now, whatever the percentage is.
Okay.
The reason for that is, again, like that anybody will tell you, right? Anything you keep saying we're gonna put off till tomorrow, we're gonna do this, gonna do that. No, start today. The issue and problem is that black men have been told that they're not good enough and they're not doing this and they're broke and they're dusty and all this shit. When again, that's not true. So you understand as a leader, and there are different leadership styles. I can't believe you using fucking football. You talking about what a quarterback wouldn't do when we done seen Tom Brady cuss motherfuckers out on the sideline, and then players talk about it. So there are certain quarterbacks when they have certain levels of skill or whatever, or just personality types that can and will do that.
You sure you want to go there with me?
Yeah, I'm positive.
This football you talking about, Playboy?
I'm talking about motherfucking Tom Brady cussing out.
Now let's be clear. Are the women, if we're liking them to receivers, are they fucking Randy Moss or are they Julian Edelman? Are you cussing Randy Moss out? Nobody is fucking cussing Randy Moss out. So stop. You would see him cussing out Julian Edelman. That's all I'm saying.
And my point still stands because we know good and hell well black women ain't no goddamn Randy Moss.
No, but they attitude, the attitude part.
No, nigga, no. Nope.
You got to be pretty goddamn dependable as a wide receiver.
Yeah, sure.
I was talking about the mindset, man.
No, talent, goddamn, the whole
Hey,
thing.
his talent backs up his mindset. You got to. If you Randy Moss, we shoot. He batting 90%. He ain't dropping the ball. So,
but if you get him going, I think they could be great. But go ahead, Ms. Fast, finish your point.
But yeah, just to wrap it up, man. There are a lot of things that we are doing correct, and there are lesser men than us that have women on their program. Hispanics fucking make less money. Hispanics are less employed, and again, they're married higher than us. They have better families than us. They're buying more houses than us. They're doing all these things that family, and they're actually leapfrogging us and going to be, I think, projected in 2035 or something like that to make more money than us, more and just be better off overall. So yeah, if it's people that are lesser than us that's doing it, we should start today and make, you know what I'm saying, and have them get in line and do what they need to do so we can start getting towards some sort of progress.
Okay. Go ahead, Angry Man.
I get to go last, right? On this intellectual fallacy. It's bullshit. Number one, you can't tell black women nothing. How the hell you gonna tell them, okay, it's time for y'all to do XYZ when they on who gonna check me boo time? Wow. Y'all are delusional. And then your man over here is talking about, oh, well, it's the responsibility of the quarterback. Sir, your premise is intellectually dishonest. It doesn't matter how much the quarterback takes responsibility. The problem is all of the receivers that he keeps getting are being churned out by the same bullshit. And they have the same mentality of not doing what they need to fucking do. Teams trade motherfuckers all the time. Okay? The problem is you can trade the damn receiver and hope you get another one, but the problem is the next receiver is going to be just like that one. Now, after you done traded them about 50 times, you might get one good receiver. But in the meantime, you done lost how many seasons? Fuck out of here with this goofy ass shit, man. Y'all are crazy. If it was that simple, we would have done it already. How is it black men can improve every single statistic, every single stereotype about us? We've improved that shit in a generation. The one thing we can't get on track is the women. So that means we able to do everything else. And I done seen black men perform some fucking miracles. But the one thing we can't do is that. You know why? Because we don't have control over it. You think you got control over it, but you don't. The women in our culture do not respect us the way the women in other cultures respect their men. And it has nothing to do with our ability. It has nothing to do with our jobs. It has nothing to do with us raising children. It has to do with the fact that the other women were raised that way. Ours were not.
Damn.
And that's the reason why. And I think Angry Man made a great point there. That's why I threw in the fact. Hold on, wait. That's why I threw in the fact of what percentage of men have to get their shit together for us to be able to stop looking at ourselves and saying, "Man, you the problem. The women are the problem." Because look, let's keep it real. He's absolutely right. Majority of us are employed. Almost 80% of black men. I think over 80% of black men are employed. 70% of them are active fathers. Over 56% of them live with their kids. Most of them are in the middle class. So we're talking about a group of men that are doing what they like. What percentage of us have to all like? Do we all have to have our shit together for us to look and say, "Hey, look, hey, these chicks ain't cooperative"? Where Master C says, "Stop looking at the women." So at what point do we get to say, "Hey, look, I think we're doing relatively good. Somebody's fucking up over here, and it can't be us."
Selena, you know what's funny? The fact that you asked the question, what percentage of us have to have our shit together, already implies there's a percentage of us that don't. It's already an admission of guilt. No, accountability is already had. Is that fucking strange?
Because I get it. There are a lot of black men that fuck up. There's a lot of men of every race that fucks up. You can't bring all of them. But how many of us have to be successful fathers, successful family men, successful at work, successful at raising kids, before we say, hey, look, these women ain't acting right. And I'm just arguing this because this is the topic of conversation, because we have to follow the linear conversation. Why do the black manosphere exist? Why are men talking?
And you know what else you're doing? You're putting the onus on men. You're saying, what do we have to do first in order to see us, progress? That question puts the onus on men. What do you need from us out the gate?